This is a short demo video on how you can use MATLAB for our ME4480 project. So there are some basic things you should know in MATLAB before working for the project. So let me introduce to some of the basics of MATLAB. So this is a window you will see whenever you open a MATLAB. So this is a default layout. So if you are not seeing this layout, you can just go and click in the layout default. So this is the default layout. And here in the top, you can see which folder we are in right now. So users, Srivalsana's on desktop, MATLAB exercise. This is the folder we are in right now. So whenever you are working with some files in a folder, you have to change this folder path to whatever folder you have all the files. So to do that, you can click here. This is known as browse for folder. You can click that and you can select whichever folder you want and you can just click open. Whenever you do like that, in the left side in the current folder, you can see what all files are there inside that folder. So for me here, I have a .m file, two text files, again a .m file and a mat file. So these are the extensions of those files. So if you click one of these, it will just open an editor and show you what's inside. So this is a simple text file and it's a tab spaced file. So each value, between each value there will be a tab space and next line corresponds to the new reading. So that's a text file. So if we open one of the M files are the MATLAB saved files. Here you can see this is one of the M file I have provided to you in the canvas. So here you can see this is a MATLAB code. So if you run this code, it will run the code inside this file and gives us the output. So this is needed whenever you write a function. So to run this, in the editor menu you have run option. You just click it and it will run. Right now I cannot run this because there are so many sections where I have to fill the equations. So that's about how to open a file. You should know how to change the folder path. Then after opening, how to run a program. So these are some of the basics. So in MATLAB, we have a current folder that shows us what our files we have in that folder. Then we have editor in which we can edit our program. Then we have a workspace. So whenever we create a variable, the variable will be present in this workspace. In a few minutes, you will see how the variables will be shown here. And command window is a fastest way to type some equations without running the saved MATLAB file. So if you want to quickly do some calculation, you can use the command window. So these all are the simple basics you need to know by now. So in MATLAB, we always use a vector representation, a vector or matrix representation of an object. So if I want to create a row vector, I can just click A is equal to, open the square bracket, I can type the value 1, 2, 3. Here I used a space between the values, and whenever I am done, I can close it using square bracket. Now if I press enter, you can see it's printed to the command window. So A has the values 1, 2, and 3. This is a row vector. So if you double click here, this is a workspace and you can see that variable is created. So in the first row, you can see first element is 1, second element is 2, third element is 3. So it created 3-element vector. So now if I need to transpose this, transpose in the sense, right now it is a row matrix. If I want to make it as a column matrix, I can just give single quotes, a single quotes. So you can see right now it is converted to a column vector. So if I double click this answer 1 2 3, it became a column matrix. So how can you enter a matrix that is a column matrix? For that you can use a equal to square bracket 1 semicolon 2 semicolon 3 semicolon 4. So if you do like this, the vector will become a column vector. So right now you can see it became a column vector. Now if I don't want to see this output in the command window, I can just uh, use semicolon in the end of the equation. So a expression was a is equal to 1 2 3 4, a column matrix, and I input the semicolon. Now you can see nothing is printed in the command window. If you want to clear everything printed in the command window, you can use CLC. That means clear the command window. Now everything from the command window is gone. So that was the basic about how to create a row matrix, how to create a column matrix. Now if you want to create a combination of row and column matrix, you can use a strategy like this. So you can say a equal to 1 2 3. This is going to be my first row. Then I can use semicolon 4 5 6. This is going to be my second column. Then if I close semicolon, so I entered this. Right now it didn't print to the command window because I was using a semicolon at the end. So if you want to right now see the variable, you can double click a and you can see first row has 1 2 and 3, second row has 4 5 and 6. So this is about how to create a matrix. Now we have to call elements of a matrix. How can we do that? So if I want to call the element uh, 2 from here, I can index like this: a parenthesis, it's in the first row and second column. So if I do like this, it will give me this 2 value. So if I want to get a value 6 from this matrix, I can give a parenthesis second row third column, and I can close the bracket parenthesis and enter. Now you can see I got 6 as my answer. That is the element at second row third column. Okay, so that's about basic how to make a matrix, how to index the matrix, how to get the elements. So if I want to get all the uh, row elements, I can do something like a of 1 comma colon. So what this means is that for the a first row, call every column element. So if I do like this, you can see I got 1 2 and 3. Similarly I can do for the column. So if I want all the row values from a column, I can give colon then comma 1. This will give me all the column values. So you can see I got 1 and 4. And also another thing is, if I want second element, if I am creating a vector like a long vector like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Now I want to get the last element of this vector. I can use an indexing called END. So A of end. So I got the ninth element using a parenthesis of end. If I want to get the eighth element, I can give n minus 1. So if I give n minus 1, I can get the eighth element. So this is another way how I can index. Even if it is matrix, I can index like all column, second element to all rows, second element to last element minus 1. So this is some of the techniques you can use in the indexing. So that's about indexing. So I have created a Matlab basic tip in which I told how to create an array. That's what I explained. Array indexing, how can we call the elements of an array. Please try this by yourself so that you will get a better understanding how this works. Now element wise operation. So basically I hope you all have learned about matrix multiplication. And also if I have a matrix like say A is equal to 5 6 7 8 9 10 7 8 9, and that is my A matrix. I can create a B matrix. I'm just changing the first row elements, so B matrix. Now I have two matrix. So this matrix is a 3 by 3 matrix. Similarly, B matrix is also a 3 by 3 matrix. Here, if I do A asterisk B, this is going to multiply this matrix, and it follows matrix multiplication rule. So this is the value. But if we want to multiply each element of this two matrix, I can use a dot operator. So dot asterisk B, this means element wise multiplication. So you can see 1 was multiplied with 5, 6 was multiplied with 2, 7 was multiplied with 3. So dot asterisk will do a element wise multiplication, and symbol asterisk will do a matrix multiplication. So this is another thing you should know in Matlab whenever you are working with matrix. So that's what I have explained in this 3, what is element wise operation, how to do that. Now difference calculation. So say I have a matrix like A is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 12, something like this. Now if I want to find the difference between second element and first element, third element and second element, fourth element and third element, what I can do is I can use a command called diff, difference. Then I can open parenthesis and I can input my matrix A. If I do like that and if I enter, you can see 2 minus 1 is 1, 3 minus 2 is 1, 4 minus 3 is 1, 12 minus 8 is 4. So it gave me a vector of differences. Here you have to see one thing is that here A matrix had uh, 9 elements, but the difference matrix will be less by 1 element. It only has 8 elements. That's because we don't have anything after 12 to subtract this 12 from. So this became a 1 element less matrix. So that's how you can find a difference matrix, forward difference matrix. So that's what I have explained here, and this will be required for you in the programming part. So learn how to find this difference matrix. Now concatenating matrix. So say I have a matrix like A is 1 2 3 and B is 4 5 6. I know these are two row matrix, and if I need to concatenate two row matrix, what I can do is C is equal to square bracket A semicolon B, and you can close the parenthesis. So this creates a concatenation. Right now you can see A row 1 has the value from the A matrix, row 2 had the value from the B vector. So this is how you can make a concatenation of matrix. So this also you will need in your program. So whenever you are doing program, this is also required. So I'll do some examples and make sure you know how to do a concatenation. Also, if I uh, want to do a concatenation with empty vector, that also I can do. So initially, if you do like this, open and brackets without anything, it creates a null matrix. Then I can add to this using V is equal to square bracket V1. So I added an element to that. Now if I again run this, I'm adding my second element. If I again run this, I'm adding third element. So whenever in a loop, you need to concatenate the values, you can use a strategy like this. Now the final thing I'm going to explain here is about least square calculation. So if you have an equation like ax is equal to b and you want to find x, what you can do is b divided by a. So this is easy for a number, but vector you should do something else. And least squares is one of the method we will use to do that for vectors or metrics. So how can we do that? So we can use a forward slash operator. So here actually we are taking a to the denominator of b, but we will write a forward slash b. So this is an operator you can use to find the least square estimation. You can think this as a inverse into b. And if you want to find a inverse of a matrix, you can use inv command, inverse of matrix, or the best way to do in our exercise is to use the forward slash. So that's all for the basics. I know this is not a comprehensive, but I just want you to know some of the basics things that you will be doing in your lab. So these are only the basics you need to know program.